Hey everybody, welcome back. Well, I asked if I should do these by category or by weapon, and I got answers. And I took the two best answers and combined them. Axel the Rialu said to do a starting weapon like the Butta Knife, and Cheapstall suggested doing this by category might be best. And yeah, you're right. I will be splitting some categories due to how many weapons there are in some of them, and also combining some of the smaller categories together. But as you read from the title, we are starting with the bladed melee weapons. This includes the Butta Knife, Laser Blade, Chelsea Dagger, the Pepperoni Slicer, the melee Kamehameha, and both Moonlights. Let's get into it. First weapon will be the HI-32BUTTA Pulse Blade, or Butta Knife. It is obtained by starting the game. That's all. You just start the game up. It comes with it. It's a pulse blade developed by Takigawa Harmonics, delivering slashing attacks with high frequency oscillation, charged to increase output and pound targets with more powerful oscillation. It has a 963 attack power, an impact of 710, get out your rigs dabbers, and a cumulative impact of 450, and it swings 2 consecutive hits. Its charged attack power is 1586, it has a charged impact of 1200, and charged accumulative impact of 650. So it's a little balanced, but on the light side of the stats. But it has a pretty hefty 230 in its direct hit adjustment, so it's a pretty great stagger punisher. It has 147 PA interference, and its cooling is pretty low at 282. It's lightweight, weighing only 1800 Miyazakis, and cheap on energy load with a score of 213. The Pulse Blade has a quick 1-2 combo and can be charged for a more powerful swing that has a fairly fast windup, and it's one of the go-to weapons for melee boosting. As a starter weapon that you just got handed to right away, it kinda kicks ass. The Pulse Blade is used by C4 617, 621 in both the loader build and tenderfoot, V8 Pater, Thumb Dolmayan, and that tester fodder that you fight at some point in the early game. Next up is the Weiss & Cohen Plasma Laboratory VVC 770 LB Laser Blade. You can pick this up in the shop after you climb the wall for a low price of 210,000 credits. It's a laser blade developed by VCPL. Stable laser control enables powerful energy-based slashing attacks. Charge the weapon to increase laser output, enabling combo attacks that sweep through the surrounding area. It has an attack power of 1630, an impact of 1100, and a cumulative impact of 330, and only has one consecutive strike. Its charged attack power is 1450 times 2, so 2900 total as long as both swings hit. Charged impact is 750 times 2, or 1500 total, and its charged cumulative impact is 360 times 2, or 720 total. Again, all as long as both of those hits hit. Its direct hit adjustment is 195, not bad. Its PA interference is 127, and its cooling is 402. Still kinda slow to cool down. It weighs only 2060 Miyazakis, and has a cheap 245 energy load. The Laser Blade is opposite to the Pulse Blade in that when you do a quick strike with this, it'll only do the one swing consecutively, but when you do a charge strike, it will do 2 large sweeping strikes. Unfortunately though, it can be tricky to use because it really is dependent on like your x-axis, and if you end up on some uneven terrain or if you're aiming up, your opponent can dodge it pretty easily. It is currently used by V5 Hawkins in the AC Reconfig and V1 Freud in the AC Locksmith. Then we have the Archivist Corporation VP67LD Laser Dagger, or as I like to call it, Chelsea Dagger. She, or they, become available in the store, completing the mission Escape, and cost 135,000 credits. So you broke out of prison with your prison shank, a laser dagger developed by Archivist, designed for close range combat using lightweight craft. This energy weapon is built to deliver agile slashing attacks, charged to blitz the area with an instant sweep attack. And we find it does 752 attack power, has an impact of 310, and a cumulative impact of 120, and has 3 consecutive hits in its standalone combo. The charge attack is a surprising 1688, with the charged impact being 1100, and a charged cumulative impact of 375. The direct hit adjustment is right in the middle of the pack at 175, and has very little PA interference at only 118, but it is the fastest melee weapon to cooldown with a huge 30 1308 cooling, allowing for many consecutive attacks with it compared to most other melee weapons that just can't do the consecutive thing very well. It's featherweight at only 1350 Miyazaki's of weight and uses 150 energy load. You can swing it 1 time, 2 times, or 3 times in a row, and do it almost less than a second later again. Or you can go in for a big massive swing that outclasses both the Butta Knife and Laser Blade charge attacks, and it is used by Kate Markson in the Transcriber AC, which kinda makes me wonder how she's the only one who's actually able to use it. She's not an Arquebus member. And now we are at the VVC 774 LS Laser Slicer, or Pepperoni Slicer. This can be bought when you beat the Big Ice Worm in the second playthrough or New Game Plus, and it costs 339,000 credits. It's a laser slicer developed by VCPL. This double-bladed weapon is equipped with a rotation system to carve through targets, charged to increase rotation speed, and advance aggressively while slashing through incoming fire. It's the armored core variant of a twin blade. It has a 1615 attack power, 900 impact, 225 accumulative impact, and can do 2 consecutive hits, so to speak. It has a nice charge attack power of 2612, 1500 charged impact, and 375 charged cumulative impact. The direct hit adjustment is 185, 122 in PA interference, and 267 cooling. It weighs 3260 Miyazaki's and uses 328 energy load. We're starting to use some energy finally, but still not much. The attacks are less of a strike and more of a grindy grind, but are capable of kinda holding your target in place if they get a good bite. This weapon is a great weapon to use for stagger finishing, taking full advantage of that massive charged hit. 2 ACs use this, but only 1 pilot. It's our buddy Rusty, in both Steel Haze and Steel Haze Ortis. Next we have the IAC01W2 Moonlight Wave Blade, one of FromSoft's reoccurring namesake weapons, and like many from the past, it likes to throw its energy around. This one is hidden in a box in the middle of so many bone grinders on the mission to reach the Coral Convergence by the broken bridge as shown here. Good luck getting it. Pro tip, try to just get it and get out. These things are hard to fight in the pack like this, especially in the middle of all these buildings. It's a light wave blade developed long ago by the Rubicon Research Institute. It uses laser and pulse technology to accompany slashing attacks of light, charged to increase output, emitting larger waves of light. It has an attack power of 615, a 495 impact, and 495 accumulative impact, and can do 2 consecutive hits. It has a charged attack power of 2310, and both charged impact and accumulative impact are 910. Its direct hit adjuster is 175, it has a low PA interference of 112, it has an effective range of 280, and has a cooling of 265. It weighs 2200 Miyazaki's and has an energy load of 544. It has a 1-2 combo where it shoots out a couple of waves of light, or you can charge it up to unleash a great beam across the map that will be ultimately stopped by a small pipe on the side. But no, seriously, if it connects, it's devastating. This weapon is used by the 51-015 Institute AC in the arena and Ephemera enforcement system in the 3rd Underground Exploration mission. Oh, and since 1.06 energy firearm specialization scaling applies to this weapon, so Moonlight plus VE20B plus Basho arms equals big fat chunk of health bar. Speaking of the Moonlight, we then move on to the son of the Moonlight, Blood Moon. Or, well, rather, the IAC01W7 ML Redshift. This is obtained upon the completion of the 2nd arena, and you beat the last of arena mechs. You will know this insane arena fight when you get into it. Everything is all squiggly and crazy looking, and then you die. This is an experimental weapon developed long ago by the Rubicon Research Institute. Manipulates coral swarm intelligence using energy to accompany slashing attacks with waves of light. Charged to increase output and produce larger waves. It has a 727 attack power, 530 impact and accumulative impact, and can throw 2 consecutive attacks. The charged attack power is 1614, with 820 for both charged impact and charged accumulative impact. The direct hit adjuster is 190, has 126 PA interference, the effective range is 280, and its cooling is 209. It too weighs 2200 Miyazaki's and has 544 energy load. This version of the Moonlight is stronger at the 1-2 combo and is a better stagger punisher, meaning you can throw a lot of swipes and maintain more mobility with it, using fewer charged attacks. And spoiler alert, it's used by Air in the AC Echo, and I think is also the same weapon as the Ibis series Robo Millennia in Coral Convergence, the IB01 CEL 240. Our last weapon we're looking at today would make Vegeta jealous, because its Kamehameha is stronger than his. It's one of the game's 2 Kamehameha weapons. It's the IBCO3W2 WLT101 Coral Oscillator. You'll get this one when you reach rank 15, the last rank in the Log Hunt program, aka go find all the battle logs. Prototype Coral Oscillator, developed long ago by Rubicon Research Institute, manipulates coral swarm intelligence, using energy to create a blade-like beam. Charge the weapon to perform sweeping area attacks. That's quite the understatement. It has a stupid strong attack power of 1460 with 960 impact and a cumulative impact, and only has a single swing. That's all it really needs. The charged attack power is 1950 with 1450 impact and a cumulative impact. Its last 3 weapons were made to deal all the impact no matter what. It has a disgusting 210 direct hit adjustment with 140 PA interference and 231 cooling. It weighs 2030 Miyazakis and has 578 energy load. The WLT-101's normal attack is another good one for melee boosting, and when used to punish stagger, is just a sight that needs to be seen. But the big slap is the giant sweeping Kamehameha beam that often can cause a stagger all on its own. It's a great weapon to use in tandem with the Pulse Blade on heavy melee focus builds, and it's used by 51201W in the AC IVCO3 HAL 826, aka Walter. A quick mention would be that Basho arms and both VP series arms are great with melee weapons, and the Kikaku booster is a great booster for melee boosting. That's all for me though. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe, and of course I really hope you enjoyed. And I will see you all in the nest.
You've nearly got it, 621. You're the only one who can finish the job.
Enemy generator compromised.